Like any job, you wouldn't want to leave home without your toolkit. If you work in construction, you wouldn't want to leave home without your tool belt, helmet, and high-vis vest. If you work in IT, you wouldn't want to leave home without your laptop. And if you work with Excel, you wouldn't want to leave home without these 10 Excel functions that would make you a pro. There are over 450 functions in Excel, but by no means is there a need for you to know and master all of them. In this video, we're going back to basics and talking about the absolute important functions you need to know so you can get that job done in Excel. If you're in the business of reports generation, you are going to love these first few ones. These are some of the oldest and most used functions that aggregate numerical data values in the cells, which Excel has been very much known for over the decades. First things first, let's get some summation going on. The sum function adds all of the data you enter. Just make sure to separate them using commas, or you can add up the cell ranges that you enter. For additional time savers, you can press Alt equals to use the auto sum tool. This sets up the sum function for you automatically. Just make sure that the reference it adds in is correct. For additional pro points, you can use the SUMIF and SUMIFs function. The SUMIF function allows you to only add certain cells together based on a criteria that you can set. The SUMIFs function allows you to set multiple criteria, which is a really neat, cool function to know, especially when you want to try and isolate totals for certain categories, for example. We actually talk about this in our recent video, where we go over tips on how to ace your Excel exam. What if you're not looking to get the total? Maybe you're fine with average. For that, we can use the average function. The function acts just like the sum function in terms of the syntax and construction, but instead of totaling your numerical values, it gets the average. Just like the sum function, the average function also has an average if and average ifs version, which can basically do the same thing. Next, we have the count function. Simply put, it counts the number of cells in a specific range that contains numbers. There's a couple of variations to this function, namely the count A function, which counts all cells that contain values, and count blank, which counts the number of cells that are empty. Just like the two before it, there's also a COUNTIF and COUNTIFs. I'm starting to see a pattern here. The first three general types of functions can also be accessed when you've got a table formed. In the Table Design tab, you can turn on the totals row, and you can get the sum, average, and count of each column in the table automatically. You can also get a couple of other different aggregation functions. Next, we're going to be looking at everybody's favorite, the lookup functions. Not to disrespect the legendary VLOOKUP, but our focus right now are index and match and the shiny new XLOOKUP function. Be sure to check out, by the way, our how-to guide on using the VLOOKUP function in Excel. The index function shows a value at the specified location. It asks for the row and column position of that cell you want to return in a given array. To assist the function in getting the coordinates from a lookup value, we can use the match function. The match function returns the relative position of a cell that matches the lookup value, which feeds into your index function, effectively giving you a more flexible lookup function than the VLOOKUP or the HLOOKUP. In terms of flexible lookup functions, the index and match combinations are like the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future, while the XLOOKUP is basically a modern-day Tesla. The XLOOKUP addresses the issues of all three common lookup functions and is able to perform almost everything that the other lookup functions can do in a simpler and more efficient package. Perhaps the only downside to using the XLOOKUP is that it's only available on the latest version of Excel. and Google Sheets too has yet to develop an XLOOKUP of their own. Last but definitely not the least, this function is sure to make you a pro in the office once you've mastered it. It's none other than the if function. The if function allows you to create logical statements in Excel. This really opens some doors for a lot of people looking to get into automating processes or even basic data analysis inside Excel. Learning and mastering all of these functions would surely make you a rock star in the workplace. To help you get there faster, you can check out the Simple Sheets Excel University that talks all about the functions we mentioned in this video and many more. Be sure to also check out simplesheets.co for over 100 pre-built and smart templates both for Excel and Google Sheets, so you can live the life of an Excel pro without going through the hassles of actually being one. As always, make sure to let us know if this video was useful by giving us a like, and make sure you're subscribed to Simple Sheets for more Excel and Google Sheets tips and templates. I'll see you on the next one.